Ben, thanks for joining today, and just introduce yourself.
Yeah. Um, my name is Ben Webster. I'm the taproom manager at Blackfoot River Brewing Company here in Helena, Montana. Been with the company since 2015. I've been the taproom manager now just shy of about a year. So
Good stuff, man. Congrats. Are you from that area?
I'm from Billings, which is just east of Helena. It's Montana's biggest city. And then I went over to Missoula for college and then moved to Helena because my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, got a job here in Helena.
Yeah.
So we've been here ever since. And I've been at Blackfoot full time since 2015. And yeah, it's been great.
I've never been to the area, but I'm so fond of the area just from having read River Runs Through It a couple of times.
Yeah,
Great book,
right.
great descriptions of that part of the world.
Yeah,
Love the snow ski. So there's places out there in Montana I'd like to get to.
right.
What a great place to be, man. You got a good thing going on there, brother. You got
Yeah. We're super lucky. It's we're especially in Helena. We're really close to the Missouri River. We have a really great trail system in Helena, and that's kind of what where we're lucky placement wise in terms of our brewery. A lot of people get done with hikes, or there's a huge mountain biking community, and when they get done, they oftentimes come here and drink their beer. And we have partnered with some of those sort of what would you call them, nonprofits that help maintain the trail system. And it's a really good kind of symbiotic relationship because they're really good to us, and we try to provide them good beer. So
nice.
great community.
So many good people in the brewery community.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just all around the country. We're fortunate to serve a few hundred breweries, and it's just everybody I run into is just it's good people, kind people, and fun people who don't take themselves too seriously, but take their craft seriously.
Right.
Enjoy life, and seems like a real collaborative community. A lot of breweries
Yeah.
help each other out and partner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, so you've been the taproom manager for about a year. You've been with the business since 2015. How did you get into hospitality in the first place? Like, what attracted you to it?
When I I guess throughout my childhood and stuff, just seeing sort of the, servers, bartenders, things like that, and the kind of the camaraderie they have between each other. That was something I always admired and respected. And I really, until I got this job, I didn't necessarily have any sort of serving job. So I'm super thankful they even hired me. But in a roundabout way, I guess they were kind of able to craft me into what they wanted me to be, which is great. And I don't know. I think there's, especially during the pandemic times, there's a lot of. I have a lot of respect for people who have been willing to stick with their companies and things like that, and I'm super thankful for our staff here who have stuck it out. And things have been pretty wild. I mean, they're getting a little bit more normal as the days go on, but I don't know. I'm super thankful that we have such a good staff and such good servers, and and that's not only the case here at Blackfoot. It's certainly in the Helena community. We have a lot of other great breweries as well, and a distillery, and great restaurants and things. And you see when you go to those places, you still see people who have stuck with, which is great. So we're super lucky to have that here in Helena.
Yeah. What do you, I mean, it's been interesting to see how supportive consumers have been
Mm-hmm.
with independent businesses over the last year and a half, and patient as y'all adjust and
Right.
tipping well. And like, do you guys see that a lot? Do you have conversations with folks that have really just, recognized? I think a lot of people have recognized how much they appreciate a lot of these independently owned establishments
Yeah.
that you may have taken for granted before because they've always been here and, whatever. But now
Right.
you're, wait a minute, they were closed for a while, or, they had, like, you would start realizing how much you appreciate having places like yours in your community. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like that's been a pretty ubiquitous sort of perspective people have.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I guess to give you a little history, the Blackfoot opened in 1998. And we moved into the current building where I'm sitting right now in 2008. We have a lot of the same customers who were going to the Blackfoot back in 1988 who are coming here today. And they, so in Montana, we got shut down in March 2020. We were able to do kind of to-go growler fills, but we couldn't serve on premise and things like that. And, a lot of folks who would come here and, have a few beers and never take a growler home prior to the pandemic. They were coming in and ordering growlers, and, they were super thankful that we were still around to serve them beer in that way. And then, they've continued to check in on us and still come back now that we're reopened. And I mean, we are very, very thankful for our customer base. They're all just phenomenal human beings. And a lot of us employees are really good friends with our customers. There's certainly there's a kind of just this vibe of people who come in here where they are super welcoming and we're super welcoming. And a lot of us, go fishing with them or go on hikes or go to their house for Thanksgiving or things like that. And, those customers are kind of what keep our lights on and keep us happy and, ultimately help us brew good beer. So we're really, really thankful for them. And, there's a lot of them. And that's kind of our goal here too, is we remember everyone's names. That, kind of sets us apart from a lot of other places. Like, even people who we've hired recently do a really good job of being like, "Oh, hey Jeff, how are you?" Or, "Hey Mark, good to see you. How's your dog?" Or, things like that. And that kind of sets us apart. And we love our customers very much. They're great people. And we've certainly seen an influx of, younger folks coming in post-pandemic. We kind of the 21-year-old to 30-year-old crowd is actually kind of growing as of late, which is great. I think that there's a sort of a resurgence in people who recognize the beauty behind the craft of making craft beer. And we're seeing that with the younger folks who actually are asking a lot of questions about the brewing process and, want to know what's in their beer, what's, what kind of hop is this? What type of malts are these? Things like that. And that's also been really, really fun lately.
You have you just ooze gratitude, appreciation for your customers. Is that really sort of, you said your owners got you in there and, had a chance to really kind of mold you. I mean, is that something you got from them? I'm sure that obviously I could tell a lot of that's natural too, but it sounds like a big part of the culture there. I mean, I can tell everything you said. I could just sit here and look at you and tell that was real genuine and heartfelt.
Yeah. Well, and one of the greatest things about working for the Blackfoot is, we are involved with a lot of aspects of the community. And we really do genuinely care about other other businesses, other nonprofits and things like that. Pre-pandemic, we did this thing called Community Monday, where $1 from every beer would go to a nonprofit. That got started in 2009, and we quit during the pandemic, for obvious reasons because we were shut down. Kind of the challenge now is how do we still help other places and keep that community strong. So in November, we did a thing where 50 cents from every growler sold was donated to this nonprofit called the Helena Food Share, which provides food and stuff like that for people in need. And we're certainly, we listen to staff members' ideas about how can we help, what can we do to, maintain this kind of good bond with our community. And, that's kind of the sort of the goal, I think, of the Blackfoot and the Roundabout Way is, to be tight with our community. And every single one of our staff members too is somehow involved with a different sort of thing in the community. And that's not, we don't hire people asking that question. It's just kind of a natural thing that we have with our employees, which is really, really great. And, we're all super thankful for where we live and what we do and what we have access to. And our community is just, we're unbelievably thankful. And I guess I can't stress that enough. I noticed that I've said it a few times now, but
nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, it's part and parcel with, people that are in hospitality. It's why I love talking to y'all and hearing your stories. And, that's what hospitality is. It's
right.
You're in it for the long haul, and you found your home in hospitality. They're just by default, you're somebody who wants to take care of others.
Yeah.
In some way, and in hospitality by inviting them into your establishment and providing them an enjoyable experience and
right.
good ambience and good company and relaxing and enjoyable place to be. So all of you that are in this, that's why I really like doing this series, people that have kind of said, okay, hospitality is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So many people that get into hospitality as a part-time thing, or, they're making money between jobs, or whatever it is, and they move on to something else, which is fine. I mean, it's not for everybody.
Right.
I find that the folks that stick around, though, they're just, it's a really interesting group of people who really, I just see that you all take care of the people that you serve,
right.
care about them, and particularly over the last, nearly 2 years now, have just raised your game and continued to focus on them when you're just getting, one regulation or one mandate after another of just things that are certainly not favorable to your business. But I think that people, as I said, I believe people are really starting to realize, hospitality is a freaking cool thing. I mean, it's an important thing. It's when we don't have it, we realize how much we miss it. We need it. We want it. We want to have a place when people know your name, where, you can spend important life events and just be around people that, want you to have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. And that, that's one thing that I find, to be such a joy, especially with working in the craft beer world is, I genuinely care about what I am serving customers. I obviously want it to taste good, but I want to make sure that the things I am serving are made with, like the best ingredients that we can find, things like that. And that's one thing that the Blackfoot has always done since its inception, really, is, we get as much local malt as we can from Montana, because, we have, an incredible, we have incredible access to really great malt and really great wheat. We've kind of we've been getting involved with using local hops and things like that. And, these are all great products, and I'm able to serve those people, and I feel really good about it. And I think that sort of sets us in the right direction, because people realize that when they're, drinking a glass of beer, or when they get a growler to go home, they're drinking something that's really great, something to be really proud of. And that's why I find, the kind of wakes me up in the morning, makes me happy, and just knowing that I get to do that. And, and it's fun to also give people a little bit of information on beers and things like that. And, a lot of people really like that, when it's kind of like almost like the farm to table type thing, saying like, oh, this, this malt came from the Golden Triangle in Montana, or these hops came, from up near Kalispell, Montana, or near Bozeman, Montana, or whatever. People really enjoy that. And that keeps me super happy.
Love it, man. Love it. Well, so how has it been with getting people to come back to work. I mean, there's
Mhm.
I yet to find a part of the country where people that own and manage restaurants haven't said, we're really having a hard time finding staff right now. How is it where y'all are?
We've been pretty lucky because we sort of, and I think there's kind of a reputation in town that people know that if you're an employee at the Blackfoot, you're going to be treated really well. Our owners do an exceptional job of taking care of us. So we, during the very beginning stages of the pandemic, we had a couple of people who sort of went on leave. They had the option to work, but they went on leave, and that was totally okay. They were worried, about their health, which is understandable. As soon as we reopened, a lot of those people came back. I think we only lost maybe one, just because they were involved with something else, and that took them to a different spot. And we probably, since we reopened, we've probably hired 4 or 5 folks, and they've all stuck around. I mean, we each time that we have put up a job posting, we've gotten a lot of applications, and they're all really great people who we've interviewed. And I'm super proud of the folks that we've hired recently. They're all very intelligent, very nice human beings that I like to be around, and I would like them to serve me beer, that kind of thing. So we've been really lucky. And I'm really thankful for that. It's kind of made our lives easier.
Yeah.
I know that's not the case everywhere. I have a number of friends who work in craft beer world elsewhere in Montana, and they've certainly run into that. And I mean, it's got to be hard. I mean, we're very lucky, but yeah, I mean, I've read tons of a lot about it on the news, and that's why I'm so thankful.
Huge. Yeah, man, that's great. You guys are in a good position for sure. So do you, I mean, the brewery's been around, so you said 1998?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And actually yesterday was the anniversary of the first batch of beer they brewed. And then they got licensed after that. So I think December 31st of 98 was the first time they served a beer. So
when they started, there were not, I mean, there were not that many breweries. Now they're all over the place. So congratulations to you and the team for continuing to thrive. I mean, there's a lot more competition now, but then again, I mean, like I said, it just seems like it's one part of this world of hospitality where I feel like there's just so much support for big picture thinking and support for other businesses, and not so bottom line focused all the time, but big picture focused, which ironically tends to lead to a good bottom line.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, a lot of us staff kind of look at this place as a legacy. There were 3 individuals who started this: Brian Smith, Brad Simshaw, and Greg Wormers, and they actually owned a homebrew company in the 90s. And then, a lot of their friends were like, man, you guys are brewing really good beer. You guys should open up a brewery. And so sure enough, they did. And we were, our first location was unbelievably small, but I was 6 when that brewery got started. So I obviously had to do that. But I've heard, tons and tons of stories about people saying like, we couldn't even, you could barely even breathe when you walked into the tap room because there were just so many people. And in 2008, when they moved over into this bigger facility, they designed it kind of just thinking, oh, let's build a little bit of a bigger spot. And it's quite an upgrade, but we often find ourselves very, very packed as well. And, I always kind of have those like existential moments where I'm behind a bar staring out and there's, tons of people. And I'm like, man, this is really neat that these 3 guys who are passionate about making beer and passionate about good customer service, they're retired now. And they, if they're to walk in, they'd be like, oh my Lord, this is the This is like a flashback to 1998 or 1999. It's packed as can be, and it's something to be super proud of. And a lot of us staff are, recognize that and like to carry on that kind of legacy and tradition that those guys instilled in us. And yeah, it's been fun. I can't tell you how thankful I am for my job. It's been awesome.
So the three guys that started it are retired now?
Yeah, they're retired, and they still, they stop in and get beer every once in a while. And certainly, if we need to call them about anything or whatever, they're totally open to that. And then in 2014, our business manager and then our head brewer became partners, Bethany Flint and Tim Chisman. So they're kind of, they're ultimately my boss and everyone else's bosses, and they're phenomenal people. And, we have like an open door policy here. If we ever have any issues, we can always talk to them, and, they'll lead us in the right direction or solve our problems or, offer us advice and things like that. And, they certainly look up to all of them, and, they're role models to me, quite frankly. I'm very, very thankful to have those people in my life. They're great to not only to employees, but really to employees' families as well. Like I got married 4 years ago, and like we had Blackfoot beer at my wedding for free because they donated it to us, which was super nice. So, yeah.
That's a nice little perk, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, where do you do you distribute your beer anywhere?
Yeah, just in Montana. So there's a lot of bars here in Helena and restaurants that have it. We don't go super far east. The farthest east we go, we're sort of in the middle of the state, more or less. The farthest east we go is Bozeman. So it's, a little over an hour from here. And then we go west over the Continental Divide to Missoula and up into the Flathead area. And we don't can, aside from we can one beer, which is kind of our flagship beer, which is called Single Malt IPA. And, you can't find it at a grocery store or things like that. You either have to come here, or we sort of have chosen places that can carry it to ensure that it's still, it's fresh and is being treated well, because it's a product that we're proud of, and we don't want it sitting on a shelf for 6 months and getting gross and having someone taste it and be like, oh, that beer is terrible. But we did, yeah. So we distribute kegs and things like that as well, just, throughout kind of a small chunk of the state. But it is sort of lucky for us because we do a lot of business through our tap room. And we prefer to give people fresh beer. We worry, I always tell people, if you get a growler or something, just treat it like it's a gallon of milk. Like you want to keep it cold and you want to keep it out of the sun.
Yeah.
That way you can taste what we intended for you to taste,
So I'm sitting here in North Carolina right now. So if I'm going to have some of your beer, I gotta get out there and
come out here,
do some mountain biking and some snow skiing. How far is Big Sky from y'all?
It's probably an hour and 45 minutes, like southeast of us, more or less. That's pretty close to Bozeman. And actually we do have some cans down near Big Sky, like on the way to Big Sky, okay, which is kind of a fun delivery because it's such a beautiful area. We just drive down there and, drop off a few cases of 6-packs, and yeah, Big Sky is beautiful.
Yeah, I've always wanted to ski it. I've never been. It's on my bucket list. But my daughters I have 3 kids. My oldest is a senior in high school, and I'm going to take her skiing. She hadn't skied out west.
No, nice.
So Big Sky might be the ticket this year. But we're I'm I'll just follow the weather. Wherever's getting a lot of snow is where I typically
right. Yeah, and we're in Montana right now. We're having a really strange start to the winter. We've only had like maybe 3 inches of snow. So right now outside it's all the leaves are dead and there's no snow. Last year at this time we had like 20 inches of snow on the ground already, and
Yeah.
been weird, but hopefully we get a lot of snow.
Oh, it will. I mean, we're coming in February. But I mean, yeah, a guy in Boulder told me this morning or yesterday that he said it's been like, 70-degree days.
Yeah, I think yesterday it was 65 here in Helena, which is insane. It was so warm.
Yeah, this time of year for y'all. Wow. Well, look, man, dude, I really appreciate you doing this. I'm glad we got to talk. I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and
Yeah, likewise.
inspiring to talk to folks like you, and clearly the folks you work with, and your legacy owners, and appreciate the conversation, man. Appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Oh, absolutely. Well, just to let you know, we really appreciate Schedule Fly. That especially during the pandemic, it was so nice to be able to have the ability to just to, send out a message to people, because we were basically every day things were changing for months.
Yeah.
And, I can't tell you the amount of times. There were times where like 3 times a day I'd send messages to staff being like, the governor put this mandate into effect, or, we need to start doing this, we need to start doing that. And it made it easy. It was just, I didn't have to individually text people or call people or email people. Schedule Fly is so nice because you can, it's got a quick little thing. People all of a sudden have that information, which is great. And same with scheduling, obviously that's unbelievably nice to, look at, oh man, this person's, been working a lot this week. I'm going to give them a little more time off next week and things like that. It makes it so easy, and it's so accessible and great. We're really thankful for that too.
That's really kind of you. Thank you for saying that. We love serving y'all. We've been doing this 14 years, and I share the mutual feeling about the people we serve and being thankful for them, and trying to take good care of them. And it's super important. We're lucky because we serve, it's all we do is we serve independent restaurants and breweries and coffee shops and hospitality businesses. And it's a lot of good people. So it's a good thing, man. Then thank you. Tell the team, thank you. And if you ever need anything, just let me know. But I appreciate this, and we'll get this posted soon. I'll give you a heads up when we do. And
cool.
Take care, man. Hope
you
stay
too.
away soon.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, have a good one, man.
Bye.
Bye-bye.